Hello, Facebook ads people. I'm Konstantinos, and this is the Facebook ads breaking news podcast. Hi, guys, another podcast. So, today it's 1st of February, which means that we enter February, and that means that most probably we go into a month that January wasn't so good, but not bad either. I'm not going to say that it was a catastrophic month or whatever, but I think it was fine. Some weeks were problematic, some others they were good. For smaller ad accounts, maybe a little bit more challenging, but for bigger ones, for sure, one normal month, completely normal month. Now, what we're going to observe here in February is that we're going to have lower CPMs. I was talking about it and the Chinese New Year and all of that for the last podcast. February is traditionally a very good month because we always have good results due to the fact that we have the Chinese New Year and less people advertise. I already know some people that they do dropshipping that they stopped advertising because of that reason, and it makes total sense because they are not going to be able to send their products. And we talk about stores that they spend, let's say, 4K, 5K per day on some cases because dropshippers can be aggressive in order to scale. So, it is what it is. One thing that I wanted to address today is the AI optimizations on the ad level that Facebook is proposing. So if you go into your ad, you will see that it has some optimizations and it does some changes. It adds some music. Sometimes it takes the headline, puts on top. Most relevant comment is another one. Guys, I have seen that. I'm not going to say that when you have them, things are not working well. We also discussed in the previous podcast about the auto tags, that you have to be careful and go inside the placements and see the auto tags because Facebook might be sending people to another landing page from the one that you want because they want to send traffic to shops. But these new optimizations, which are AI optimizations, they're causing more problems and the results are kind of the same. So because some clients were actually saying that it's not okay for them to have music, I have removed them, and then I have seen that basically by removing it, I had the same results, exactly the same results. So I just removed them. I'm really bored of actually looking all the time if Facebook changed this and that, and they are pushing it so much right now. They do this optimization on their own without asking. So if you have any problems, like why my ads are having a music, why my headline from the bottom goes to the top and all of that, check this AI optimizations on the ad level and remove them so that you won't have any issues. Another thing that I noticed, and I did a video about it, but I don't know when it's going to go live, is I will have a print screen here. When you go to ad account settings, you're going to be able to see this window that says industry. It says your industry helps us understand your ad account and ensure you have access to the right features, guidance, and support. Review and save your industry. We set this ad account to the e-commerce industry based on your page information and other factors. Review and save the industry to confirm it's correct or select a different one. This ad account is set to one industry, e-commerce, and when you just click on the bottom right review industry, this is on the ad account setup. Okay, basically you click on ad account settings from the menu and you will see it on the top on ad account setup on the left top side. In some ad accounts you're not going to be able to see it. I was able to see it in 70% of the ad accounts that I have. And in some cases, this is the most disturbing thing. Even if it was an e-commerce store, it had packaged goods, for example, consumer packaged goods, or it had publishing in one case while it was e-commerce. Now, does this affect the performance of the ads? We don't know, and I'm not sure, but when you click the review industry button on the right bottom, it says industry, Select the industry that best describes your business. You can select up to 2 industries to help define your business accurately. Changes you make here won't affect active campaigns, which leads us to the conclusion that maybe it's going to affect campaigns and it's something that we need to do. So in the ad accounts that I have, I did add e-commerce and retail or just e-commerce as one industry. Just so you know, it's taking this information from your Facebook page. So when you're creating your Facebook page and you are setting over there your industry, it's taking it from there. This is something that I haven't found, one of my friends found, and he told me that he did the change, and then when he checked again after some period, he found out that Facebook has changed that again. I haven't seen that yet, but if I see it, I will let you know. Maybe we'll have to go and update the page, the industry on the page, instead of just coming and changing that. I don't know if it affects the ads. I don't know if it's going to make your ads better or if your ads got penalized because it changed to something else and it's supposed to be e-commerce. Truly, I don't find any real reason for this to be a game changer for your ads. On the other hand, we know that ad accounts are responsible for the quality that we have on our traffic, not for the targeting. The targeting and the direction is pixel. Ad account is quality, the quality within the audience that the pixel is targeting. And we know that from the Facebook page score and the ad account score, that the better score you have, the better quality clients, the better quality traffic you are having, people that they're more likely to convert instead of junk traffic. I don't like to use the expression junk traffic because we're talking about people and there are no people that they're junk, but you know what I mean, people that they're not converting, let's say, okay? So this is something that you should investigate, go and check it. The worst thing that I have seen, it was publishing in one e-commerce store. In most e-commerce stores it was e-commerce, in others it was consumer packaged goods. And the other thing with the services is that you can do it professional services is what I do. For example, for people that they do lead gen and stuff and they sell a service, you can do professional services, I guess, for this one as an option in the industry. Now, nothing else. I just wanted to discuss about one other account that I have seen, which is being managed by an agency. The agency is there for 1 month now, and I have seen they have done 0 changes. They just set up the ad account. They don't know that I have access. They set up the ad account and they did nothing. The big problem here is that this is one really big and famous agency in Australia, and they haven't done anything. They even do optimize for link clicks, guys. We're talking about basic stuff that nobody is doing. Not even reps are proposing now optimizing for link clicks or doing traffic campaigns and their retargeting. The fun fact is that in the specific link clicks campaigns that I have seen, they have spent so far 8K and they have 0.2 ROAS. And even if they say that retargeting is going to get this traffic, if they believe that, they have spent 8K and they have spent retargeting 1K with a frequency of 10, and they have in the retargeting they have 5 ROAS. So that means that if we take the 8K that they have spent and the 1K retargeting and the 5 ROAS, we can still see that they are even now below 1 ROAS. So it doesn't make any sense, okay? If they were going to spend 8K on link clicks and 8K on retargeting because of the traffic that they get, and they were going to get 5 ROAS, which means that in total from all of this effort, even having 0 ROAS in the 8K link click campaign, they were going to get half of the 5 is 2.5. So they were going to get 2.5 ROAS. After that, okay, it makes sense. But if you spend 8K, have 0.2, while you're having a normal campaign, conversion campaign, which is actually having 1.7, but still it doesn't matter because it's better than what you have. Still it's bad. You do zero changes to that and you just leave it and you have 8K. Well, this is why nobody likes agencies anymore, because they just take the job, they don't care, they just do 3 campaigns, they do it for a month and that's it. And they have so many excuses like we gather data, we're testing, we have to leave the ads some time, we're gathering with link clicks traffic and we're going to retarget. But if somebody knows and they can see actually what they're doing, it's just pure numbers. If you're spending 8K and 1K on retargeting, even if you have 10 ROAS, still you're going to be negative. So that's what I wanted to say about it. Be careful with whom you're working with. And educate yourself with more videos in order to understand if they're bullshitting you or not. Because it's very easy to take an ad account, just do one campaign and abandon it forever. And if it works, it works. If not, you're just going to find another client to work with. That's the main problem right now with the agencies. Okay, let's move on, guys, to your questions. How can you tell when a product that used to sell is no longer viable or not viable during a specific period? I've been running ads for about 10 days, experimenting with different creatives, budgets, and settings, but at best, the ads yield minimal profit. The product is a child gift, and understandably, there was good profit in December. However, in January, it hasn't returned the previous level and has significantly declined. And second question, okay, let's go for the first one. No longer viable. I don't think that's no longer viable. I think that the products are dying because the competition is seeing it and it's also going to advertise it. The numbers that made sense on December, maybe they don't make sense in another month. Maybe you're going to do ads on February and it is going to be profitable. So the products don't die that easily. They die for many, many other reasons, from View not having a competitive offer anymore, to competition, to whatever other reason that may be. But that's the problem of I'm sensing here that it's mostly dropshipping in the way that you analyze it, and you don't control the product, which is another issue. And second question, how much time do you think and by the way, if something is not working, test something else. It's pure common sense. And second question, how much time do you think should we spend testing a new product to determine whether it is worth pursuing? Budget 50 daily. Briefly, what stages should be included in launching campaigns for a new product? Well, in my opinion, what you need to see here is a complete structure that is working in your ad account. For example, and also knowing what you are advertising. If you have a pixel which is selling this and you want immediately to go and sell this, which are two completely different things. Let's say that this is a cube and this is a bear, okay? So you have two niches, the bear and the cube niche. So in this case, it's not okay to say that, okay, we will test it and we will know if it's going to work or not, because the pixel maybe it's trained in something else, especially if you're a dropshipper and you scaled a lot your previous product. On the other hand, you can go and you can have a clear structure. For example, you have a structure that you have seen that is working with other products that you tested. For example, you did an Advantage Plus and you have seen that you're having consistent results with that by just putting that many ads, testing that many, having a system. When you see specific metrics and everything, then you do a store with it and then you move on and you have the results you want. But just so you know, drop shipping, okay, you can make some money and stuff. You're going to always have problems with drop shipping. This is the nature of this model. Is it going to be shipping? Is it going to be Chinese New Year? Is it going to be PayPal? Is it going to be Shopify? Is it going to be your provider in China that is asking now more money? It's always going to be an issue. I have seen all of these issues. That's why I don't work with drop shippers. The point is that you you need to have a system, you need to follow it. Whenever something is working, you move to the next one, but you have to be extremely flexible and fast, okay? So if something is working, boom, immediately move it and start working with it, okay? And maybe you will find at some point one product which is going to make you a good amount of money. Next one, insightful, thank you. Few questions, okay, few. Let's see. Does it make sense to use the crazy method as a method of scaling with Advanced Plus campaigns? I have crazy method Advanced Plus, but I prefer to use Advanced Plus campaigns not with crazy method, but I have done it, it's working, but I prefer to use Advanced Plus with new creatives. I think it's more sustainable. For CBO, seems like you only adjust from ad set level. From CBO, it seems like you only adjust on ad set level. How about creatives? Do you only set up one creative per ad set? If multiple creatives, should we try to optimize for ad creatives level? He's saying that the same way that we're doing CBO optimization on the ad set level, should we then go and do optimization in the ad level? Two things about that. If you do dynamic creative ads, you don't have this issue. Secondly, it would be extremely complicated to do ad set level optimization and then do ad level optimization. On the other hand, most of the time in these CBO campaigns, in the ads, there's going to be a clear winner which is going to actually win and having the results. Now, if you're one of these person that you're putting 10 or 15 ads per ad set, then this is not okay. This is why I like to keep it between 3 and 5 so that Facebook can have a clear winner over there. If now you have a problematic ad, then that means that on the next time that you will do the CBO optimization, you will have to remove it because it was causing all of this issue. Most of the times I don't do ad level optimization because if you think of it, also the crazy method is all about taking something that's working. So already when you're moving something to crazy method, you're going to remove the problematic ad that was causing issues on the ad optimization level. Around 3407 on the video, you mentioned you closed ad set with one sales, but big ROAS. Why do you choose to close them? I cannot answer like this right now, but most probably I replied with a comment to this one. There can be 1,000 reasons, but I cannot speculate right now. I should have put here my answer also, but anyway. But I replied, so it's okay. Do you have a video on setting up the initial CBO prior to scaling with crazy method? There is one video. It's the Facebook ads that will beat yours. It's all about dynamic creative ads where I'm showing how to set a CBO. And yesterday I actually video shooted a video where I have for 2024 I talk about all the settings in a campaign and what kind of settings I like to use, and I hope that you're going to like it. Next one. Have you noticed that when entering a post ID, which is Facebook post, then duplicating that adset to target a different audience, the Instagram post ID change and you're not retaining the Instagram engagement? That is true. This is why a lot of times what I like to do, if I see that there are two ways of actually combating this. First of all, to try to keep your campaigns for as long as you can, as long as it is possible. This is the reason, guys, that a lot of times there are people that they go to ad accounts, that there is a campaign working there for a long period of time, they close it or they duplicate it or they do something with it, and then they don't have the same results. It's because it's not the same post ID basically, and this is problematic because it means that you're starting to building the post all over again instead of having. I have been recently to another account that some idiot closed a campaign with 1.2 million operating there for years, and they closed it just because they wanted to consolidate the other account. This is why I'm so negative a lot of times with the people talking about consolidation on the other accounts. I'm not saying that all the people that they do consolidations they would do that, But this guy was extremely leader. And why? Because it just had 10 bad days. Okay, so what? Anyway, the one way is to keep your campaigns longer so that you can make them more strong and they're going to become post IDs. This is how I scaled in the case studies that I showed for 1 year case studies. How I scaled by just maintaining these campaigns for a long period of time, building on top of them, and the previous campaigns were staying there as post IDs. This is something that most people that they do consolidation, they don't understand because they haven't done it. I hope that this video is going to prove to them that by just working with many campaigns and just building each one of them, of course different creatives and all of that, not the same, you are able to build more and more and more and more campaigns that there are different post IDs that are being built as post IDs, and they take more data and more data, and this is actually helping you scale while you're maintaining ROAS. And when you do it with many campaigns, you have much more flexibility between the different posts to distribute your budget instead of just trying to scale only 1 or 2 or 3 campaigns. And the last thing is that if you see that something is working really well, before you leave it for a long period of time, if you're sure about this post ID, you just post it instead of posting it as an ad from your ads manager, you post it in your normal Facebook or Instagram page, so it's going to stay there forever and you can use it for as long as you want, and the engagement is not going to be gone. Next one, can you change the call to action button language? Let's say I have the ads in Swedish, can I change the button to Swedish too? The translation can do that for you. I'm pretty sure that in Greece that I live, I have seen ads with the Greek language in the call to action buttons. So if you put over there languages in the ad level, most probably it's going to change it. I'm not 100% sure, guys. You have to test it and preview it. Hi, I have 2 related questions regarding working with Facebook, CBO and interests. I've already asked whether it's worth turning off a campaign. By the way, can I say something about the interest? Because I did a video recently that I was explaining that. I do really believe that some people say that you should not use interest anymore, but I think that this is not true for all the cases. If you advertise in Poland, Switzerland, Greece, Australia, New Zealand, in these countries, you're having, let's say, a potential reach between 6 million in New Zealand and 20 million in Australia. I don't know about Poland, I don't remember, maybe 15 million, 12 million, it doesn't matter. So you have these small audiences. Over there, even in new pixels, it doesn't make any sense to do an interest. It has to be your last option, okay? So when you are starting campaigns and you are doing Advantage Plus, maybe it's going to work. And this is why a lot of times people say that you should not use interest anymore. But I have videos, okay, and I prove it that I start in another account and I do an Advantage Plus in United States, which is 200 million people plus, by the way, okay, 240, 220. So you advertise there and you start with Advantage Plus and you see that you have 20, 30, $40 CPM, and you do interest and you see that you have 10 or 20 because you are having a smaller audience. In the smaller countries, you don't have the need to do interest targeting, and you're going to do it only if you fail miserably in Advanced Plus campaign or in broad targeting. You will have to try also interests, okay? What are you going to do? Just say that I'm going to give up, okay? But in bigger countries, a lot of times when you start with new ad accounts, you don't have the luxury of going to an Advanced Plus campaign with a new pixel which is going to target 200 million people. This is where you should use the interest. And yes, a lot of interests have been removed and all of that, but we should understand, all of us, we need to understand that there is not there is not just one way of doing Facebook ads, okay? Because you have an experience in a smaller country, for example, doing ads like this, it doesn't mean that whoever is using interest is an idiot person or they don't know what they're doing. If you analyze technically everything that you do, then you're going to find usages for every single thing on the Facebook ads, even for traffic campaigns. Okay, you can find that you can use them on blogs, okay, or whatever that may be. So interests are still usable, but most probably you can use them now only in United States, Canada, and United Kingdom. If you see that the CPM that you're getting in broad targeting or advanced plus is higher from what you're getting in a normal CBO interest campaign, but it doesn't mean that nobody's using them and they're not working. It's a little bit naive to think like that. I have already, and I think also that the new Advantage Plus audience, which is coming, it's going to solve this problem, because basically you're going to be able to use an interest, but it's going to expand it in a bigger audience, like the expand button audience that we used to have before iOS, which was expanding the audience that we had to the demographics that we have set on the ad set level. So I think that this is why they're adding it, so that you can have an interest over there as a direction, which is, although opening other opportunities with lookalikes and interests together and expanding it and so on, like the blender method that I used to do, and it was working very well with the expand button audience. But I think that interests are still here and you can use them in several cases, but okay, in most of the cases it's stupid to use them because you are having much lower CPM with broad and much better results. But just don't say that you should never use them, okay? Because there are people with small spends and small accounts, or coming from other countries, that maybe they're going to be confused. When we talk to thousands of people with our videos, we have to be careful of what we are saying, because I'm always careful. I'm thinking, does this apply to everyone? No. So I will say, but if this is the case, this is what you should do. If this is the case, this is what. If this is the case, this is what you should do. I'm not just saying that that's it for all ad accounts. It's not okay to think like everything is working everywhere. Now, I have already asked whether it's worth turning off a campaign in the middle of the day. No, it doesn't. But there's another question. Should I turn off underperforming ad sets with the campaign in the middle of the day? For example, if I have 3 ad sets, one with a cost of 50 cents, another with 1, and the third with 150, the campaign budget is 50 for now. There are no orders yet, but to minimize the risk of the advertising campaign going into a negative profit, I have the desire to keep the ad set with a cheaper click. Well, the way that you're thinking, of course, it shows me that you have limited budget and you try to cut corners, but Facebook doesn't care about your budgets and stuff. By doing that, you're going to pay more at the end, okay? Because you're trying to cut corners here. You should just leave the ads for 1 day or 2, and then try to optimize them. And of course, if this is conversion ads or purchase ads, you should not optimize them based on the link clicks. You should optimize them based on the ROAS that they bring. Maybe I created a video also recently, I don't know when these videos are going to go live, where I saw that in this, for example, ad set, I'm having bad link click, but I'm having very good return on ad spend. Does this mean that I can improve in ROAS if I do better creatives? Of course. But on the other hand, it's giving me the ROAS that I want. So why would I close it because of the cost of link click? So don't see these metrics. Just focus on cost per purchase and return on ad spend, and see these metrics only if you want to see if your funnel is breaking somewhere, if you want to improve, for example, on creatives. But leave this campaign and test your new creatives, for example, that you want to do better in a new campaign instead. There is no such thing as I'm going to fix this on Facebook. Most probably you're going to ruin it. Next one. If I create 3 ad sets with interests, is it better to launch 3 ad sets with the same interest in each? If I create 3 ad sets with interests, is it better to launch 3 ad sets with the same interest in each? Or should I launch them with different interest in each? I guess if you don't know if they're not working, with different ones, and then see which one is working so that you can move it to crazy method. If different, can the audience of the ad set may differ by 3 to 500 to 500,000. For example, 2.1, 2.4, 2.6. Yeah, it's fine. You can even do groupings of 2 to 5 million, 2 to 10 million, 2 to 25 million. It's still fine. It's not okay to put an audience of 180 million and 20 million. The 180 million is going to take everything. And if I see that a particular interest performed well, is it worth launching it in a new CBO for the 3 ad sets with the same interest? Yes, basically the crazy method. I think that I have explained it many times. The crazy method is a campaign that you do if you want to exploit something, if you want to actually take more from something that's working and you want to scale it. So first test the interest, see what is working, and then move it to crazy method. Hello again. A quick question for the same product in different countries. Should I have different websites for different countries to countries and it has different pixels? The AOV is massively different in the two countries. It depends on how much you want to scale it. For sure, you need to have different campaigns. Not necessarily different pixel, because you can operate in the same ad account with this one. Now, if you want to spend 500,000 in United States, 500,000 in United Kingdom, then I guess that it's ideal to have different pixels and different domains and different ad accounts. But you can tell me, and how would I know if it's case? Okay, I understand it, but in most cases that we have different pixels and websites and everything is when we want to spend a lot of money in each country. If you just want this to be some part of your effort, you can do it like this. At the end of the day, if you do it like this now, don't change to a new pixel. This is what I'm trying to say. If you're setting it up now, but you already know the AOV, so I guess you want to see if you have to do a transition, it's going to be problematic to go with a new pixel while you have a pixel which understands at least something. But if you start right now to expand in a new country, if the country is big enough, you can do a different pixel and different domain, different ad account. Both can work. It's ideal to have the second option of different ad account, pixel, and domain. Hi Konstantinos, I have a few questions after watching your dynamic creative videos. Perfect. Is it better to use 10 different pictures of different products in dynamic creative, or 10 different pictures of the same product? It really depends on the average order value. You see how the previous person actually mentioned about the average order value. Do you know why? Because he understands the concept that if you put the same product in different countries, that they have different average order value, that means that you are going to have fluctuations of results based on the country. So it's better to put 2 different campaigns for the 2 different countries that they have different average order value, and then evaluate a different cost per purchase in one, different cost per purchase in the other, different CPMs and everything, because you can have different ROAS targets based on the CPM and the average order value that you get. Now, if you want to do dynamic creative ads and you want to test different products, in my opinion, when you test different products in the same campaign, you need to always look the average order value that these products bring, because if one item is selling for 25, for instance, and another item is selling for 200, if you put them in the same campaign to compete with each other, maybe you're going to have completely different ROAS targets and different fluctuations and stuff. And yes, you might say that, okay, if the 200 wins and I have better ROAS, fine. Yeah, but this doesn't mean that you cannot sell profitably the 25 one. So I would separate them based on the average order value. Now, if there are same products that they have same average order value, for example, let's say that you are selling shoes that they have different styles, but they have the same price, that's totally fine. You can do it, because basically you're testing different creatives. If you're selling now shoes that they have completely different prices, it's going to be problematic in the same campaign. Can I directly use the post IDs in dynamic ads? If not, is the best way to recreate a new post based on the breakdown? I guess the best is to create a new post based on the breakdown into your page and use it. I have a way of finding the best, the posts I have a video which I explain how to do it through the comments. Basically, you go to your Meta Business Suite and you go to the comments and you check there the Facebook comments or Instagram comments, and the ones that they have the most comments, you know that it's the most viral combination from the dynamic ads, and then you click on the blue letters date, and then it's going to reveal to you on the URL the post ID so that you can use it. I have done it many times. I'm not thrilled with that, to be honest with you. It's not working as well as I should expect. But this is the only way to preserve it from a dynamic ad if you want to take the post ID. But what you're proposing is more sustainable. If you find a very good combination, you take it, you post it, and then you use it again and again and again while you maintain all of the engagement in the page. After the test is successful, should you continue to use effective dynamic creative ideas to expand sales, or should you use a single creative idea to expand sales? No, you should use dynamic creative ads all the time, because this is what is going to help you test all the time, and you need to keep testing all the time. I'm not saying that you should not be testing. I'm saying that you should be testing and having sales at the same time. So keep testing with dynamic creative ads. Whenever you see something working, you can move it in another campaign as a post ID and start building it. Okay, that's a perfect idea. Next one. First of all, thanks for the video. It's my pleasure. I just discovered your channel and I like it very much. Thank you. I have a question. If there are 50 clicks and not even one sale, is it recommended to close the ad? Is this correct? I advertise in Europe. I sell digital products. My product prices are between $30 and $100. So first of all, I can see that most probably you have a small budget. 50 clicks is not the metric that you should see. As we said earlier, maybe you have bad clicks, but the only metric that you should see is if you have any sales. And I think that 24-48 hours without a sale, unless if you sell an item in this price range, it's too much. Okay, and you should see if you have to do something else, especially in new ad accounts. In other ad accounts, you can be more flexible, or if you have a higher ticket item, you can be more flexible. But here, in 24-48 hours, you should be able to see a sale if the campaign is going to work, unless if for a reason it's spending on an ad set that it shouldn't spend, it's taking all the budget, and maybe you can relaunch it without this ad set if you believe in your creatives and to your targeting. But clicks should never be the reason that you close a campaign, which is a conversion purchase campaign. Only ROAS and cost per purchase should be the reasons that you close these campaigns. My average click-through rates are 3% or 4%, but I'm having trouble converting them into orders. I customize the product and checkout pages. If there are 50 clicks and no orders, I usually close it. Is this time right thing to do? Or should I continue closing the ads? And if so, for how long? I need your suggestions. I already told you. I just started a new ad for 24 hours. The CPC is currently $0.16, which is good. I'm having the sense that you're not doing conversion ads here. So you advertise to Europe, you have 16 cents and 3 and 4% click-through rate. Most probably you're not doing conversion ads. If this is coming from engagement campaigns, it doesn't say anything. Which is good compared to my other ads. For example, the ad start today. How many days should this ad run on average? I'm running it on a daily budget of $10. There's no way, man, that you're running conversion ads. You are running engagement ads or traffic ads, and you will never get a sale with this kind of stuff. And these are not your actual these are not your actual numbers. If after 2 days and 50 clicks there are no sales, should I continue with this ad? I'm really confused because some people say you should continue, some people say you should stop. I think that you should stop doing this kind of campaigns. And I don't think that I realized that when I was replying to you into the so I need to write him again. I will keep that because I need to reply to him again, because most probably it's not spending a lot of money, but maybe for him it's a lot of money. So I will send him a message because I feel that he's running traffic ads. I'm 99% sure. Next one. Konstantinos, no problem. Let me explain with an example. I was having trouble to understand initially what he was trying to tell me. So he sent me another message, which goes, let's say your average cost per purchase is 30. You start a CBO with a budget of 300 and put 10 assets. As you optimize the campaign by closing other performing assets, you end up with 4 remaining assets. If your CBO campaign still maintains a high budget, let's say 240, that means that the 6 assets you close were spending just an average of 10 per day. I've also faced this issue where none of the assets can exit the learning phase because they can only spend 30. Since the assets I closed along the way were already spending high, this resulted in my campaign shrinking. I hope I made it clear. In the other account you showed you've somehow managed to maintain a high budget and your assets have exited the learning phase. I wanted to learn how you achieved it. First of all, I don't care about the learning phase. If they exit the learning phase, it's fine. If not, it's totally fine. The optimization of the CBO, it's difficult, guys. We cannot explain it in a 1 hour podcast or whatever. I have several videos where I explain it. I have the course. Sadly, guys, this is the most difficult part of it, but good for you. Now we have advanced plus campaigns which have much more easier optimization. And you say, if your CBO still maintains a high budget, let's say 240, that means that the 6 assets you close were spending just an average of 10 per day. No, it doesn't mean that. In average, you mean. Okay, it doesn't mean that, but you don't know. You were seeing was probably an optimized CBO campaign that I optimized in the course of 20, 30 days. And you were just seeing that. Maybe I closed one today, another one in 5 days, another one in 6 days. Maybe it was a gradual thing. And about the learning phase, I have videos about it. I don't care about it, to be honest with you. And it never hurt me that I don't care about it. And I see more people talk about the learning phase and how you need to exit it. I never look at it, and I'm still here. Okay. Hi Konstantinos, I have a store that sells posters but for different niches, one for sport team, one for traveling niche, one for the fishing niche, for example. If I first focus on the fishing niche with multiple CBO campaigns, then a few weeks later I do CBO on sports niche, would the previous data collected from the fishing campaign affect the performance of the CBO campaigns on sport? Depends. Are you going to get 5,000 sales, for example? Because if you get a lot of sales and then you try to go in the sports niche, most probably it's going to find people that they also like fishing in the sports niche. I hope that this makes sense. Unless if you keep doing that for years and you train a pixel which understands that you just need buyers. So it depends. It depends on how much data you have for a specific niche. I think that in most cases you cannot avoid that. Even if you have 5,000 products, your pixel is going to get more focused in 1 or 2 or 3 products, and this is the products that it would prefer to sell. Would doing multiple different CBO campaigns targeting the different niches simultaneously ruin the pixel in a way that is not efficiently learning the ideal customers? No, it's not going to ruin the pixel. Canvas art or these poster stores are existing there. I have advertised for them, and basically your pixel after some point understands that you are selling posters, so you are in the niche of posters, you're not in the niche of sports. Okay, so it expands beyond that after a point of having several sales. Now if for a year you're just selling sports posters, and then you want to just sell posters that they are about horses, most probably you're going to have an issue because your pixel is going to try to find people that they like horses and sports. Okay. What would be the best practice if I have multiple niche store? Should I have multiple different pixel? No, you should not. Or as long as the landing page is different, is okay. It's okay. Each CBO would direct audience to their own specific collection page. You overanalyze the pixel, and you also talk about the pixel in the short term. The pixel is getting trained in the long term. It's not something that if you do a different campaign for 2 weeks or a month, it's going to take your pixel in another training. Next one. Hi Konstantinos, I messed up. I've closed AdSense and CPO without adjusting the budget, and now the existing CPO CPR, which was good, is now in the roof, as it has increased daily for the past 7 days. Well, that's why we say that when you do a CPO optimization, you are trying to do the least possible change for at least for the ad sets that they're going to make. This is why we lower the budget. What's the next best course of action? Should I close for a few days and turn on to try again? Should I start a new CBO? Thanks. So the first thing that I would do if I would have done this mistake is I would try to lower the budget to where I should have taken it when I close the other ad sets. And if this doesn't work, I would try to relaunch the campaign and try to optimize it all over again. Next one. What does it say? So I have a video which says that you should not tweak something that is working, and there is one comment. Hey Konstantinos, is it okay to introduce new creatives to good working ad sets, or is that considered a change too? I didn't touch the old ones. So this is not considered a change in the way that I'm posting this video. A change would be, for example, okay, my ads are doing really well, and this copy, I don't like it so much. I think that if I make it better, the ads will do better. This is resetting the ads. You're going to go worse. Now, the problem by introducing new creatives, I hope you don't mean in the same ad. You said you're not going to touch the old ads. So if you do it on the same ad, let's say that you have dynamic creatives, okay, and you have 7, and you introduce 3 more, that means that yes, you are resetting the ads. So it's very bad. The other thing, it's not like it's going to affect the campaign. Maybe it is, okay, but the thing that is going to happen is that you're going into a campaign that has already decided which are the winners, where it's going to spend the budgets, and you're introducing new creatives. That's problematic in the sense of that these new creatives are not going to be tested efficiently, they're not going to take enough budget. And that being said, I think that you should not do that either. If you want, you can do another campaign and test your creatives in another campaign. I just don't understand why everybody wants to just go in a campaign that is working fine and just add something, touch something. I just don't understand it, okay? Think of it like this. Think that a working campaign, okay, a campaign that's working, it's like a lake, okay? A lake which is calm, easy and stuff. The moment you go and you touch something, you take a rock and you throw it to the lake and you just have these small waves. So you are disturbing the balance, the peacefulness of the area and stuff. Why would you like to go and do it? Okay, go in another lake, okay? Just don't touch this lake, which is peaceful and calm and is giving you good results, which is a working ad set. Don't touch anything because you're just disturbing things and you should not. Just always remember the calm lake when you try to make a change, because you're going to make a mess. Now, hello. I've searched the group a bit about creative testing and saw someone saying he's testing using Advanced Plus and Broad with Konstantinos' recommendation. Is there a video or something about this? The way I currently test new creatives is I use a few proven interests that work for my niche. Well done, Isabel. And brand and put 3 new creatives under each ad set and budget my ad sets for 5 to 10. So the only way that I disagree with this is, first of all, I like the process and the way of thinking, because you go and you say, okay, I'm going to test with something. So I'm taking outside one variable, which is basically the fact that I'm not going to test with something that is not working. Okay, I'm going to test with something that actually works. So you take something that's working, perfect. And then you go and you introduce new creatives, cool. Totally fine. Correct way of thinking. This is how you should think and approach Facebook ads. But I would like it more. I would consider it more of a test if you test it with bigger budgets, because when you're going to launch your creatives with CBO campaigns or advancements or whatever, you're going to have higher budgets, which means that they're going to be tested in much more stressful situations. Okay, so by putting 5 and 10, it doesn't necessarily prove that this is a good creative, because you don't know if it's scaling, you don't know if it's going in a CBO and it's going to take 50 or 80% of the budget of your total budget of the CBO if it's going to perform well. So I prefer to test things inside either Advanced Plus or CBO campaigns that you have a structure that you know that is working, and then introduce the new creatives inside to be tested. So testing and having sales at the same time. And I have videos about that explaining it, of course, which I don't remember the titles right now. On the previous podcast, on podcast 53, hello Konstantinos, when testing new products, we usually use CBO to open multiple ads for testing. Perfect. Should I choose one post at the beginning, even if it costs very little, so that the mood and comments brought by future ads will be better on the same post? Or should I find posts that convert well during testing? What I said may be a bit complicated. I use a post at the beginning of the test, find posts that achieve good results during the test, which is a better way. Or how do I tell when I should use an existing post? Again, if you go in a CBO campaign or an Advanced Plus campaign and you put 10 posts, some of these posts are going to work better. If you do normal ads, you're going to see what's working better and you can go post it after that and make it a post and do another campaign with it. So you will have one campaign with the normal creative, which is a post that you cannot track or keep using all the time, and another campaign which is going to have a post which is going to be posted on your page and you can use it whenever you want because it's a proven creative. Now, if you have to use one or two, you're trying to say that if you use one, all of the engagement will go to one, but it doesn't matter if the post is not good and it's not converting. So this is going to happen eventually, okay? So if you have, let's say, 5 posts and one of them is working better, eventually you can close the others and let all the engagement focused it so that you can also build it. So I would go with several posts. And if you don't have posts, you can go with normal ads and then make these normal ads posts and post them also so that you can use them. I hope that makes sense. Next one. My ads stopped converting even when my frequency is low, 1.5. What should I do? Guys, the reason that I'm posting this here, I'm commenting about this one, is to tell you that your frequency when you have 1.5 frequency, you should not even mention it, okay? It has nothing to do with that. What are you trying to say? That you're not having any overlap to the audience and stuff and still the ads stop working? They didn't stop working because of the frequency. What you can do is you can relaunch the campaign, or if this is a very old campaign, you can be a little bit more patient with it. Let's go to the next two. Hi, I have 2 questions that I would like to clarify. You have posted more than, I believe, 15 questions this week alone. In several of the videos, I heard information about how Facebook auto placements work better than choosing only Facebook or Instagram. And while this may seem logical, this conclusion comes from tests which aligns with my experience as well. So does this also apply to the age targeting? For example, my product is toy children age 5 and above. Accordingly, my audience consists of parents with children of this age or grandparents. Usually, I set the age range from 18 to 65 plus. Is it worth testing it from 18 to 65 plus for better Facebook optimization? I don't know if you should expand it to 1865, but I do know that when we're breaking down the results and we see that, for example, Instagram is working better, in your case, most probably Facebook is working better because it's going to be for older people. But when you try to only target Facebook, you see that the results are not good. I do believe that Facebook wants to push automatic placements for all the reasons that you know, which I'm not going to mention again. You can go watch my videos. I have a very clear opinion about automatic placements, and we're not going to discuss all the time my conspiracy theories about Facebook because it's getting boring. So if you want, you can go and you can watch the video. Because if I continue like this, most probably I'm going to end up in a hut in the mountain, only with my slippers, I'm also hairy. And I'm going to end up bowling with my slippers in a hat, and I'm going to write in the walls, I told you, they are watching us. Some messages with my bare, blooded hands saying Zuckerberg is an alien, and all of that, and they will find me dead over there with my messages on the wall like a crazy scientist. So I'm not going to mention more about automatic placements. I have a very good video, cinematic video that you can watch about automatic placements when I first created the channel, and I didn't know that the things that I say publicly, they are going to follow you for many years. So you can watch it there. About the ages, I do truly believe that, and we do it all the time with Crazy Method, that narrowing down the age is perfectly fine, because still it's broad, but you are narrowing it down a little bit. So if you break down the results and you see that the majority of the sales comes from 40 to 65 plus, it's totally fine to do it, and I'm doing it even with Crazy Method. When I do Crazy Method broad targeting, you can use this narrow down after breaking down the results to have better chances of finding the ideal hot pocket. The truth is that it's working flawlessly. I don't have this resistance that I see when I only target one platform and my results are very bad, and then I do again the campaign with automatic placements, and while I'm having only results in one platform, the results are very good. Anyway, you can do narrow down with demographics. We do it all the time with men and women. Nobody forces you. Even on Advantage Plus, they're going to change it, and you're going to be able to target only men or women, because you cannot do makeup and just target. I guess in the era that we live, you can target also men, but you get my point. I've also heard the theory that when setting the age to 65 plus, ads are often shown to many children who have set their ages. I loved this conspiracy theory. I haven't heard of it. So it says, I've also heard a theory that when setting the age to 65 plus, ads are often shown to many children who have set their ages to 99, 100 years old, and it's better to set up to 64 years old. What do you think about this theory based on your experience? This theory, it's even better than the flat earthers. Even better. Even better. It's total BS. Okay, it's something that someone thought and just said. Okay. And then you say, I also want to clarify regarding the selection of interest for testing when setting up ads for a general audience in Poland. That's why I'm mentioning Poland, because I'm answering to all of your questions the whole week, and I put it on my examples. For a general audience in Poland, my audience is around 30 million people. In this case, what is the ideal size for testing interests? For instance, currently my interest size is 2.4 million. I think you should do broad targeting in Poland. You should not focus on interest. You should focus on interest only if you see that broad targeting is not working. Also, you can do a test, and you can do an Advantage Plus with your creatives, and some interests with your creatives, and see where you're getting the lower CPM. Leave them for 2-3 days. See which one is getting closer to checkout if you're having purchases and stuff, and try to see where you're getting the best traffic and the best results. But just do interest in such a small audience. Do an interest 13 million people, it's nothing. Do an interest only if you're desperate, basically, and broad targeting is not working. Thank you very much also. Konstantinos, thank you. Can I use one Advanced Plus campaign, images, carousels, videos together? Because I know already for CBO it's not recommended. And with my budget, what is your suggestion of amount of ads? Thank you a lot for your help. I don't know what's your budget though. Maybe it's 50 or 100. I guess in Advanced Plus you should use between 5 and 10. If you have to spend 50, just use between 5 and 10 ads. In CBO, either use dynamic creative ads or use 3 to 5 ads per ad set. That's some safe ad, but of course every case is different, and you have to find your ideal combination by testing. I wouldn't put together in Advantage Plus, and actually today I got access in another account that this person is running a carousel and different creatives, and all the budget is on the carousel. So I'm going to make a video so that you can see it visually, people. Guys, so we have, it goes like this. So basically it is carousel and video, maybe they're together. If you put them, they're going to take most of the budget. Then you have, catalog and video there together. Then you have carousel, and then you have images on the bottom. So if you put an image with the carousel is going to win and take most of the budget. Not necessarily because it's better, just because it's easier for Facebook to spend on those, because it's taking into consideration the engagement. When you put a video with a carousel, most probably the video is going to win. When you put a catalog, most probably the catalog is going to win everything, and so on. So just try to keep them separate in the way that I told you. Yeah, but don't forget catalog, okay? Catalog is really spooky. It's taking all of the budget, 99% of the game. I can go in a campaign and I can see immediately if the ad is catalog or not, because it's taking all of the budget. So guys, that's all the questions that I had. One of you, most probably this is created from ChatGPT, but one of you made a rap song for me. So let's see it. So it says, new to metrics, lost in the clicks. Konstantinos broke it down, erased the tricks. From impressions to conversions, he paved the way. In this ad journey, we seize the day. Trials and errors, but with his guidance, turning obstacles into steps of compliance. In the process of triumph, still finding my stride with Konstantinos by my side. Oh, well done, well done. I liked it. I laughed when I first read it, and thank you very much for making my busy day joyful. Let's see the Freelancer Diaries. Guys, I'm running out of Freelancer Diaries. I'm not so active lately on Upwork. Maybe the next one is going to be the last one, because I have no more Freelancer Diaries. Maybe if you have anything crazy, you can send me and we can see if we're going to actually comment it here. Hey, we're an online store and we're kind of stuck with our Facebook ads. Videos seem to work, but pictures with question mark, not so much. So we need a plan to up our Facebook ad game, maybe tweak the website a bit. We get that this takes time, so testing for a few days before committing sounds good. So first he says that it's taking some time, and then he talks about a few days. Your plan A is cool, but we'd love a few backup solutions and suggestions for our Facebook strategy, Instagram, website, whatever we got. Now the game plan. So he says that we're going to respect your plan, but we have our own plan. Basically, that means that they don't give a about your plan and they have a very strong opinion about the ads. Now the game plan. Start by testing 10 ad sets daily. $10 each. We're cool with your suggested timeline timeframe. So we're giving you the idea that we want to test 10 with 10 ad sets, and you can do whatever you want with that. So, but so that we can blame you also if it fails. After a few days, let's chat about scaling to 100 budget per campaign. Within 2-3 days of scaling, we're aiming for a ROAS of 200-300 profits. This is just like someone. So what would be the difference of this strategy? So let's say that I'm watching a dream, okay? I'm watching a dream and I'm seeing that I'm doing that. And then I'm waking up and I'm saying, I love this scenario. I'm going to write an Upwork post so that I can find a person to make it happen. A 50% commission on the sales generated from your ads. A bonus round. If your ad game rocks and goes beyond, we're throwing a sweet 50 bonus. I'm going to spend a lot of money. Before we jump in, by the way, it's very easy to say I'm going to give you 50%, 20% when you are asking crazy things, okay? So they didn't even analyze what kind of product they have, what kind of profit margins, if they're selling something expensive, if they're selling something which is proven is selling, if they have any pixel data. All they care about is 2.5 pixel. These people, they just think that I can take this and I can sell it as much as I want without marketing, without anything, just because I had an idea or because I have seen a course. or because I want to buy a Lambo in 1 year from now, so I'm doing manifestation. Okay. Before we jump in, a quick meeting would be awesome. Let's make sure you're vibing with our concept and business strategy. If you got experience in jewelry advertising, dropshipping, even better. And we are open to any other strategies you think might hit the spot. Delusional people, most of the times dropshippers. Does it make sense? I wouldn't be surprised if this person is 16 years old and wants to become the next entrepreneur that's going to throw money and drives Lamborghini and go to live in Dubai. Because apparently whoever is not doing all of that, he's not an entrepreneur, and whoever doesn't buy crypto also, he's not an entrepreneur. Anyway, guys, I'm 35 years old now and I'm really tired of all of that. It's a new generation, I get it. I don't understand them, I will never do. But there are successful people that they are beyond that, okay? And this is how I want to close this podcast, okay? If you don't have a Lambo and all of that, you're not a failure, okay? Guys, I will see you in the next podcast. I really enjoyed answering your questions, and we will meet next week. This was the Facebook Ads Breaking News Podcast. Like it or not, it is what it is.